Imagine this. You break into someone's house, grab everything valuable you can find, and you're just about to leave when your eyes land on 3 neatly displayed urns filled with some kind of powder. That must be something valuable or illegal, you think. Without a second thought, you grab them along with the rest of the loot. That's exactly what a group of teenagers did in Florida in December 2010. They thought they had hit the jackpot. Instead, they received one of the most awkward and horrifying surprises of their lives. Florida, December 2010. A group of teenagers decided it was time to get rich quickly and with as little effort as possible. Their plan was simple. Break into a house while the owners were away. Take anything valuable they could sell. Disappear before anyone noticed. The house turned out to be an easy target. The loot was fairly standard: some jewelry, a few gadgets, and various electronics. The teenagers were already preparing to leave when they noticed 3 urns sitting on a shelf. Inside was a light-colored powder, and that's when their own version of logic kicked in. If something is stored in decorative containers instead of a safe, it must still be valuable. And the powder? Well, to them, there was only one possible explanation. It had to be drugs. Without wasting a second, they took the urns with them. In their minds, this was the real prize. Not just ordinary stolen goods, but merchandise they could potentially sell for a huge profit. Feeling proud of themselves, they returned home with their haul. But the excitement didn't last long. Curiosity got the better of them. Someone in the group decided to test the mysterious powder. They tasted it. Almost immediately, they realized something was terribly wrong. The taste was strange, unpleasant, and impossible to forget. It seemed to stick to their tongues and wouldn't go away. Instead of feeling excitement about their discovery, they were overwhelmed by confusion, fear, and disgust. Then the truth came out, and it was far worse than anything they had imagined. The homeowner had been keeping the cremated ashes of her late husband and her 2 beloved dogs inside those urns. What the teenagers believed was a valuable powder was actually one of the most personal and emotional possessions in the entire house. For the family, the incident became a double tragedy. First, they suffered a burglary. Then they learned that the remains of their loved ones had been stolen and disturbed. For the teenagers, the shock was equally severe. Instead of easy money, they were left with guilt and the horrifying realization of what they had done. For the police, the case was both simple and disturbing. Tracking down the teenagers wasn't particularly difficult. Explaining why they had stolen those specific urns and what they had done with the contents was much harder. Even the teenagers themselves were embarrassed by how absurd their reasoning sounded. When the case reached court, it left a strong impression. This wasn't viewed as just another theft. It involved a profound violation of personal memories and family grief. This story could have remained nothing more than a shocking and bizarre anecdote. But it also carries an important lesson. Rushed conclusions and a lack of context can lead to disastrous outcomes. In analytics and systems design, this is sometimes called the problem of false assumptions. People see a small piece of information and build an entire story around stereotypes instead of facts. The teenagers saw powder inside urns and instantly assumed it was drugs. They never stopped to ask a simple question. Why would someone store illegal substances in decorative containers sitting openly on a shelf? They didn't verify their assumption. They didn't consider alternative explanations. They didn't evaluate the risks. And that single mistaken assumption destroyed their entire plan. The story of these teenagers is more than just a creepy and ridiculous crime story. It's a reminder that every challenge, whether it's analyzing requirements, designing a system, making business decisions, or simply evaluating everyday situations, requires us to test our assumptions instead of blindly trusting them. Sometimes the most obvious explanation is actually the most dangerous one. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me about the most ridiculous mistake you've ever seen in a movie, a book, or even a real-life project. Maybe we'll break down your example in the next video.